Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got two replays in the British Tier 9 tank destroyer, the Tortoise. Now if you haven't guessed by the title, as always, this is the third mark video for the tank. And these two replays were from quite a while ago. As you can see, we're on Pleb Third and the Tortoise, which you can't get anymore. And since I got the third mark on this tank, it has actually been buffed. And what did they buff about the tank? Well, they buffed the armour, so like the cupola got better, the superstructure around the gun got better. Generally the bits that were kind of annoying about the Tortoise in its armour and how it just got wrecked by so much, even though it was supposed to be that sort of assault brawling TD, got made better and just meant that the tank is definitely a lot more enjoyable to play now. Now obviously, if I have two replays on a tank and the tank gets buffed significantly, I don't generally show the replays because at that point those replays, unless it's an absolutely incredible game, obviously, those replays become sort of null and void to showcase the tank because obviously that's not how the tank is anymore. But with this, because obviously it is the third mark of excellence, well, the games that lead to and achieve the third mark of excellence, it's kind of like my recording for it, you know, it's my history, my achieving of that third mark, so it's, you know, it's a significant, or a moment of significance, therefore that's why the unbuffed Tortoise is being shown right now. And yeah, the Tortoise could be annoying. Now obviously it's been announced, I think it's been announced today that the Tortoise is getting a buff again to its top speed, up to 25, which is glorious. So it's going to have that really good armour now. It's not infallible armour, but it's definitely nicer. And it'll be able to get to 25 kilometers an hour, which is definitely helpful for the tank. Now, what is a big strength of the Tortoise? Well, a big strength of the Tortoise is the gun. It's absolutely, utterly fabulous. The DPM is incredible. If tanks sit in front of you, it's great. So, what do I run as a crew on this tank? Well, I run Born Leader, Rapid Reload, Sixth Sense, Situational Awareness, Trap Mechanic, Steady Aim, Run and Gun, Clutch Braking, and Smooth Ride. The same as I do on the AT-15. Now, at the time when I 3-marked this, and I've changed how I equip it, I ran Powertrain, Optics, and a Rammer. Now, I ran the Powertrain because the Tortoise, annoyingly, on flat, on good terrain, struggled to get to 20 kilometers an hour, which was its top speed. It would always stay at like 18 or 19 and just flicker between the two. Now, if you put a powertrain on this tank, it doesn't actually gain any top speed. Because of the 5%, it ends up staying at 20 kilometers an hour top speed. It makes it like 20.7 or something like stupid like that if you were to go into the mathematics of it. I don't know, I'm just plucking a number from the air, but it's still less than 21 anyway. But it gave it the 5% engine power boost, and a 5% engine power boost is still a significant amount, and it did help it get to 20 kilometers an hour. Now that's before I really realised the true strength of Smooth Ride, to be honest, and the terrain resistance is how much they actually harm tanks so much, and a tank like the Tortoise could really benefit from Smooth Ride, and so I changed it, put Smooth Ride on. Now I would definitely go with Rammer, Optics, and Vents. Just go with the Vents, make the DPM incredible, make it absolutely fantastic, make it the best it can be, and you'll be fine. Now, Fredvang is not the best map in the universe for this Tortoise, because it's so bloody big that the tank really struggles to get anywhere to get into a fight. But, fortunately enough for us, this game, all the enemy tanks basically came within range of this one hill. They all came into the perfect kill zone for this tank, and we managed to use the gun a decent amount. So we're up to 2.3k damage, which is decent. We blocked 2.1k as well because we were on a ridgeline, bouncing backwards and forwards. And as we were going down to attack the light tanks on our left, we ended up spotting this Earthshaker. And it's like, well, you know, I'm granting their third mark of excellence here. Don't mind it if I do. He ends up repairing his tracks after I've taken pretty much all his health in the blink of an eye. I should have really gone for the tracking shot there to retrack him in place so I could finish him off. But it is what it is. We didn't quite get the damage out. We've done 3.3k damage so far, and I want more. These two light tanks, like I say, are staying in the perfect places for me. We lead our shot perfectly into the 1357, get a nice shot into him, damage his engine. And now there's the Hurlenhund above us. It's like, hello, Mr. Hurlenhund, please give me a shot. Please, I don't have to climb this hill again. I've got no engine power. I'm very, very slow. Just feed me some damage. Ah, thank you very much, sir. That was very kind of you. We're up to 4.1k damage, 364 assistance. That's like 4.4, 4.5k combined so far. I just want a little bit more, because at that point when I did it, the Tortoise, to get any good movement, you needed about 4.5k damage. And we've got 4.7k combined now with that shot we put into the 1357, which is great. I think about at this point 4.7k combined would move you up about 0.6, 0.7, which was great. And that was nice movement, because obviously there's a lot of games where the Tortoise, because we got a blind shot as well, so we're up to 5.2k damage, which is good. High caliber, steel wall, and the 1416 base XP, which is first class, decent game for the tank. Did what it needed to do, which is move us up, and that was the game. That was literally the game directly before this, and it put us up to like 94.8. But yeah, so 4.7, 4.8 put us up about 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, somewhere in that region. You know how MOEs are, sometimes they're a bit funny. They change different ways. So yeah, 4.7k put you up that. And it was that because, well, the Tortoise is one of those tanks, like I say, I'll carry on with the point I was making, that because it's so slow, there's some games you just don't get to the fight quick enough, and you get there to kill the scraps of tanks, but you end up with like 2k damage because most of the health's already gone. You just get there to mop up. Or, like it was back then, it was far less durable, because the armour just got laughed at so often it was painful, and you'd end up putting out, you know, you've got incredible DPM again, you'd end up doing like 1600, 2k damage, but everything would just maul you, and you get into that position where you're like, yes, I can try and use my armour, use my great DPM, and all your health is gone in the blink of an eye. That's it, because just everything pens you. It doesn't matter if you're covering your cupola and you're going around the left-hand side of a building, because everyone will just pen the machine gun port on the left. And it's just annoying. And in this second game, we're on Mannheim again, which is a big map, not the... well, probably the better of the 4 Cold War maps that we could have got. Thank God we don't have to play these maps anymore for tanks like the Tortoise, because the Tortoise just... it's painful to play. You spend so long driving to get anything done. It's painful, to be perfectly honest. But what I'm choosing to do is stick to the buildings. I don't want to drive anywhere where there's too large of an open area, because if I get caught out, God knows what can happen. Because that was the thing with like Mannheim, you never knew what was going to happen. The map was always different every single time. People would just YOLO either straight down the 2 line, or they'd YOLO down the ABC line, or they'd just go straight through the middle of the map on the 4 line. You didn't know what was going to happen at any point, because you'd go down, you'd end up driving to the 9 line, because you spent the past 3 games playing on this map where you've had a good brawl in that corner at A9, and you'd find no one because they all went to the J2 area. You know, it's just the way it is. But we've got to this building here. There's an Andre the Giant popped out. We've managed to get a nice shot into him, but unfortunately he's laughed at our armour and managed to pen us. Now I'm sticking to this corner here because I don't want to push them. I'm thinking, right, okay, can I go round and get into a better position to shoot these guys? Because this is not the best of positions for me, because my cupola is sticking out. But fortunately enough for me, the Andre the Giant pulls out, gives us another shot into his side. We tried to snap a shot there into his track, just to track him, get a bit of assistance. Unfortunately, it didn't quite work. So we're switching back to AP, and I'm thinking, right, I'm going to change up the angle. I can get some shots at this AMX M451, because it looks like he's moved out onto the 5 line. And we can drive around this corner and hide my cupola. But then an E100 drives around, and it's like, oh, hello, Mr. E100. You are the perfect target, because he fires, bounces off our armour with his AP round. And this is just the dream, right? Because this guy's got very slow reload. I've got incredible DPM. He's also very easy to pen when he's side on like this. So if I keep his tracks pinned, this guy is massive damage farm. Unfortunately for us, he switched to heat and then just laughed at our armour. But this is exactly what we needed when we were at 94.8. Exactly what we needed. Full health of this E100 gets farmed up. We managed to get 3.4k damage with 326 assistance, sorry. We probably only need another 1,000 damage. At this point I'm thinking I only need another 1,000 damage and I will have it, because I will move up more than 0.5 and I'm only 0.2 off. So this game is worked out perfectly so far. So now we're driving around the corner. We've got some shots into this Andre the Giant. We get one into his tracks because what I'm aiming for, although we've only got, you know, 376 assistance so far, I keep going for the drive wheels because I want to track them in place. Number one, it stops them in a perfect place for me to shoot them, and number two, I might get assistance off it. We're up to 4.5k damage, 1100 assistance. This is enough to get the MOE, and I'm just shielding from the MXM 451 here, waiting for him to get killed because I don't want to take the hit to die. Now here I'm going to cut the game because I do spend another 4 minutes trying to get another shot at the enemy team, but I unfortunately don't get there. But we did get the third mark of excellence. We finished with 1483 base XP, the first class, 4.5k damage, 5.6k combined. It was enough to get there in the end and get the Tortoise third mark of excellence. So as always everybody, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.
A great success!